Today I'm going to take you through some of the checks that we do in our 50-point security and best practice assessments that we do in Microsoft 365 for our customers. I'm going to go through the ones that you can do yourself so that you can actually go in and have a look and maybe try and understand. And whether you're a small business or a big business, you'll be able to apply these checks and go through and make sure that you are really meeting your organization's requirements. The checks are security checks mostly. Some of them are good practice checks. So I'm not going to waste your time. Let's get straight into it. Configure OneDrive for Business and SharePoint Online sharing settings. So in this one, we're going to go through and we're just going to have a quick look and see if you've got the correct sharing policies set up. So we're going to go to admin.microsoft.com, we'll go to Show All, then we'll go to SharePoint, then we'll go to Policies, then we'll go to Sharing. And today we're going to take it down to least permissive, but you guys can have a look and see what options are best to suit your organization. Let's go through and enable multi-factor authentication either via the free Azure MFA portal, or we can do a conditional access policy. So we're going to go to active users in the portal. I'm going to find the account. I'm going to click on the account, scroll down, go to manage multi-factor authentication. It'll take us to the free portal. When I say free, I mean not the conditional access one, it's just free to use MFA. Find the user account and make sure it's enabled. If not, we'll enable it. Let's make sure that you have disabled legacy authentication once you've turned on modern authentication to make sure that people can't easily bypass MFA. So having legacy authentication actually allows people to bypass MFA by using legacy clients like maybe the Apple Mail client. So we're going to stop access using legacy auth. We're going to do that by going to the Azure portal. We go to security, then we go to conditional access, and we are going to create a new policy where we are going to tell it that we no longer want to allow connectivity via legacy authentication. So we're going to click select and then we'll hit create. If you don't have access to conditional access, then you can actually turn off legacy mail protocols using PowerShell, or you can even use the Exchange control panel. You can actually go in and turn it off per mailbox or turn it on per mailbox if you really need it. Let's check your SPF records to make sure that people can't actually spoof your domain outside of your organizations and that you're actually restricting who can actually send the mail from your domain and still pass an SPF check. We're going to check the MX record now. So go to trusty old MX toolbox, click on the super tool, then we change it to SPF. We're going to type in our domain, which is cloudcontext.com.au. Then we'll make sure that it is actually showing green, so it's a valid SPF record. And the only people that can actually use our domain or send on behalf of the domain is a set of IP addresses behind this DNS record. I'm not using any third parties, so I only have Outlook. But if you are using third parties, they should be the only people that are in here, including your mail server. A lot of the time, organizations do have malicious activity going on inside the M365 tenant. They just don't know. So let's check for suspicious logins and bad sign-ins. Check for suspicious logins. What we do here is we go to portal.azure.com. There's plenty of ways to do this. So if you do have a different way to do it, then let us know in the comment section below. Maybe someone else will find it useful. Otherwise, I'll just show you how I actually do it. Scroll down, we go to security. Click on risky users. Risky users will tell us who the users are who have some type of risk associated with them determined by Microsoft. Risky sign-ins will show you atypical location sign-in behavior based on what they usually sign into regularly. So for example, if in 1 hour they sign in somewhere in Indonesia and in the same hour they sign in Sydney, then that may be flagged as some sort of risky sign-in because of atypical location sign-in behavior, and you should be able to see it in here. This is a very common way we find malicious activity. Let's check for current automatic mail forwards. A lot of the time, this is how you expose someone malicious inside your environment, because as soon as someone gets into your environment or a malicious actor gets into your environment, the first thing they want to do is move all the mail automatically into an external mailbox so they don't lose access to it. So let's say that we think that someone may have been in the organization and maybe set up some mail forwards. What we can do is go to our reports in Exchange control panel, and we go down and we select Exchange mail reports. And we click on auto forwarded messages reports. And if you have some automatic forwards, then they should be displayed here. We have none here, so I can't show you an example, but this is where it will show you those automatic forwards. Data sovereignty, this one's nice and easy. We can check quickly where your actual data is being stored within the world, and we can do this in the Microsoft portal just like everything else. Easy way to do this is go to admin.microsoft.com, go to settings, go to org settings, organizational profile, and then you will see a link called data location. Click on that and you can see where all of your data is being stored across all of the applications in M365. So those are just some of the checks that we do as part of our 50-point check system. There is actually a lot more that we do and a lot more detail that we get into, but this should just help you actually go through and make sure that you actually have the really bare minimum requirements set up. And if you need help, reach out, contact a professional like us, like me, contact me, LinkedIn, email, website, give me a call, whatever you want to do. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.